Hi, everyone. My name is Bethany Reyes. I am an elite Orange Status presenter with Younique, and I am the leader of the True Beauty Squad. So, tonight we're going to be talking about how to share the opportunity. And I'm going to give you guys different ideas and wordings on how to share the opportunity, but I want to make it really, really simple. And I'm going to break it down into like 3 steps of what to do when sharing the opportunity, how to grow and build your team, things not to do and things to do. So since January of this year, I have sponsored 51 people. And in my entire Younique career, I've been doing this for about 4 years, and I've sponsored 356 people. So I've sponsored a lot of people. Now, it might not be the biggest number out there, but I do know how to sponsor. I did the 20 and 30 in January and February, and both January and February, I sponsored 20 people. So I've learned this skill. And the first thing I think is really important to know is this is a skill, and it's like growing a muscle. So I just started a kickboxing class like 2 weeks ago. And I went in to do kickboxing, you guys, and they kicked my butt. Like, I went through like 10 minutes of it, and I almost felt like I was going to pass out. And the trainer was like, you need to put your hands up like this so that your blood rushes to your heart and so you don't pass out. Like, literally, I was breathing so hard and felt like I was going to die. And so the first time you get started and sharing the opportunity, you might feel like you're going to die or pass out or something like that, because it's like a skill you haven't done before. It's not going to feel comfortable right away. It's something brand new. And so it's okay to not be an expert, and it's okay to not be perfect. You can't expect yourself to grow if you never learn something new. So you have to allow yourself to be a newbie at this and maybe suck a little bit, maybe say the wrong thing, because that's how you're going to grow and learn. So that's the first thing, is this is a skill. So if you suck and you're like, I can't sponsor, guess what? You can get better. You have to change your attitude, change your mindset, and then apply yourself. Be willing to learn and think of it as a skill. Just like any job, if you went to a job and you had like a new thing that you had to do, they would make sure that you had training to learn how to do the skill. So picture of it that way. If you are like, I don't know how to share the opportunity, start to think of it like a skill, like any other job you would have. Okay, so the very first thing I want to go over before we go into the steps on how to share the opportunity is fear. Because I think if I asked each of you guys, we have 13 people watching, if I asked you guys, what is the biggest thing keeping you from building your team, probably the number one answer would be fear. Because the truth is, we can figure out how to do something. It's not the how to, it's the fear behind it. And this is the biggest thing I hear most of the times is, I don't want to be pushy. I don't want to be salesy. And it's the fear that keeps us from doing this. So I'm just going to confront that head on right now, get it out of the way so that we can talk about how to do it. First things first, if you are allowing fear to get in the way, you're making this about you. And sharing the opportunity is not about you. I think you think it's about you because you think that it benefits you in some way, but we really don't earn anything until that person becomes successful. Unless they get the $199 kit, we get the $100 on PRS. That's it. That's all we get. So the reason why you're feeling like maybe this is about you or feeling pushy or salesy, because you're going into it with the mindset of how they're going to benefit you. And that's selfish, and that's the wrong mindset. So you don't want that mindset. You want to go into it and thinking, this is going to help that person. This is going to benefit them. So a really quick thing that you can do after this call, if you struggle with feeling pushy or talking to people about the opportunity, write down on a piece of paper 10 ways how this business opportunity can help that person. And then the next time you feel that fear, look at that list and say, you know what? If I don't share this opportunity, maybe that stay-at-home mom can't contribute to the house. She's going to have to leave her home and go find a job outside of the home and be away from her babies if I don't share this opportunity with her. And I promise you that's going to change your mindset. So write down all the ways how this is about them and not about you. Okay? So that's the first thing, is you have to switch your mindset that this isn't about you. I don't feel salesy or pushy when I share the opportunity, because I got to the point where I realized it's not about me. And so I don't even care if they say yes or no. It's either it's for them or it's not. The second fear that I think you guys have is like, well, I'm not very successful, or I don't know how to do everything, so how can I help someone? First of all, that's a lie, because we have so many systems set up in our team page that all you have to do is plug them into the system that we have set up, and that will show them how to do this. Just like when you joined, you had all of the steps ready to go, showing you exactly how to do this. Our team has that system. So it's not relied on a person. Yes, I'm there to kind of facilitate you going through the system, but it's super simple. All you do, plug them into the system where our new presenter training is, boom, that's it. And then guess what? You tell me, hey, Bethany, I have this new girl on my team. She just joined. I'm still new. Can you help train her? And that's what I will do. I will show you how to train her so that you can grow the muscle. If you're always like veering away from the action of doing it, you're never going to know how to sponsor and train someone. So you're never going to learn it until you just do it, right? So that's the first thing, is just knock fear out of the way. I'm just going to get done with that. We just spent 5 minutes on fear because this topic is on how to share the opportunity, but I have to address it because I know that most of you guys are facing fear right now, okay? So make sure that you guys write down questions. I'm going to try to leave at least 10 minutes for question and answer. So I'm going to quickly go through what not to do just to cover this in case you're new. Number one, don't post and pray. A lot of you guys say, well, you can't sponsor anyone because you're not talking to people in Messenger and you're waiting for someone to comment on your post that they're interested or come to you. So stop posting and praying. That's not how you grow a business or build a team. People are not just going to magically come to you. Yes, maybe some people will, but you cannot bank your whole business on posting something on Facebook and expecting people to join your team because of it. Number two, don't post anything that says, join my team, okay? That stuff on Facebook is so salesy. I'm going to show you really quickly. Don't post this right here. You see this picture? Okay, these are examples of what not to post. Do not post any of these. These are just graphics that are so salesy. If you're on our team and, oh, you just skip that. If you're on our team and I see this, you're going to make me cry because this is super salesy. You don't want to post a picture. I pay my bills and makeup. Okay, stop it. Okay, so just don't do this. This is super salesy and spammy. The best way to post about the opportunity is to post a picture of you sharing your story of what this business means to you. That is going to make someone stop scrolling on Facebook and pay attention. But if you're posting this, people are just going to keep scrolling because they're like, okay, I get it. You do business online. But if they hear your story of how this was able to pay a certain bill or give you a certain confidence, then they're going to pay attention. All right. Number three, don't give up after just 5 messages. So many of you guys come to me, you're like, I messaged everyone. No one wants to join. And I say, how many people did you message? Like 5 people. Okay, just because your 5 best friends did not want to join your team does not mean you cannot be successful. This is a numbers game. You can't expect to talk to 5 people and have someone join, okay? Some months I have to talk to 15, 20, 30 people for one person to join. It is a numbers game. And so many of you guys give up after just talking to 5 people, thinking that, okay, if 5 people said no, then I can't do this. So don't give up after just a few messages. And the last don't is don't word vomit, okay? What I mean by word vomit is I'm going to show you guys exactly what to say when you're talking to someone. Word vomit is when you go through and they say that they want more information and you tell them everything. Well, the owners are Derek and Melanie, you get paid this and this, you have to do online parties, you get this in your kit, and you give them all the information. No, okay? Play hard to get. Okay? If this was like a relationship, imagine you're playing hard to get. You don't want to give them all the information. So you give them a little bit of information. Say, what other questions do you have? Wait to see what they want to know. Whenever I'm giving people information, I try to keep it to 1 paragraph, so like 4 sentences, or 1 minute voice message. That's it. So if you cannot keep it to 1 minute voice message or 1 paragraph, you're talking too much, right? Some people need to write this down because you talk too much. Okay, 1 paragraph or 1 minute voice message. Awesome. So now that we kind of went over fear and what not to do, now we can talk about the steps of what to do. So I'm going to keep this really, really simple because I think you guys overcomplicate it, and that's what makes you freak out. So step 1 is network, step 2 is share, and step 3 is close. So network, share, and close. Sometimes if you look at networking, you could call this prospecting. Okay, so I'm going to briefly go over step 1. So step 1, basically, the more people you have in your network, the more people you can talk to. Yeah? Okay. So prospecting, you're going to prospect. You're going to find new people to talk to through online parties, live videos, in-home parties. You can use different apps to meet new people like Bumble or Meetup, whatever. Okay. So basically, that's what it is. If you're not doing anything to grow your network, you're not growing your business. If you're not doing parties or live videos or something to grow your network, then you're not growing your business. So that was step 1. Step 2, we're going to talk about how to share. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys 4 different types of wording. You can write these down. Okay, here we go. So when I have new people on my network, I try to build a relationship with them. I'll send them birthday messages, friendiversary messages, or I'll comment on their things, okay? So these are a few wordings you can send. So if you're a brand new person, you just signed up, this is what you can send. You want to send it to your close friends and family, so people that love you, know you, people that people say it's on your dirt list. If you were selling dirt, they would buy from you, okay? So this is what you would say if you're a brand new presenter. You would say, hey, name. You always want to use their name. Hey, name, I just started my own beauty business, and I'm so excited. You are one of the first people that came to my mind. You have always been super supportive, and I'm still learning how to do all of this. Can I practice sharing this business opportunity with you? So that's for a brand new presenter, and you're just going at it from the perspective of, I need to practice, can I practice on you? Okay, and then we'll go through the next steps in a second. So that's the first type of wording. The second type of wording, and this is what I do because, I get people that like or comment on my things, or they're sharing my live videos. So I'll message someone who either commented or shared my live video, and I say, hey, name. So let's see. Hey, Becky. Thank you so much for sharing my live tutorials. It means so much to me to have your support. I'm curious. Have you ever thought about doing what I do? So simple. Here's the tip is keep it simple. Okay. So I just tell them, I thank them for their support and how much it means to me. And I say, I'm curious. Have you ever thought about doing this? Okay. So that's number 2. Number 3, kind of way that you can share with someone is, this is your ideal business partner. So you would say, hey, let's see here. Hey, Mandy, I know this is probably going to sound so crazy, but your profile kept popping up in my newsfeed, and I had to message you. I think you would love being a part of this beauty business. I can tell that you're such a caring person. You inspire those around you, including myself. I really think that you'd love being a part of this beauty business as an avenue to help women. Have you ever thought about it? Okay, so like I said, you can watch the replay and write down this wording. Once again, your ending is, have you ever thought about it? All right, so the 4th way that you could share is with a customer. I love to do this. You're supposed to be following up with customers. I follow up every Monday with my customers, whether that's sending out thank you cards or asking them if they love their makeup. So this is what I say, hey, I saw that your 4D mascara arrived. Are you loving it? And if they say, yeah, I love it, it's awesome, then I say, I'm so glad you love it. Why aren't you doing this with me? ? That's it. Super duper simple. Like, why are you not doing this with me? Or you can say, I'm so glad you love it. I'm just curious. Have you ever thought about doing this with me and making a discount off of your own purchases? Notice how simple it is. I think sometimes we try to overcomplicate it, and we think we have to come up with this huge script. But usually I'm asking them, hey, have you ever thought about doing this with me? have you ever thought about it? Like, that's it. Okay, so those are the just 4 really simple ways to share this opportunity with people. Okay, now another way you could do it, if you just listen to Eric Worre's training on how to share your story, you could go to people and say, hey, Susie, I was thinking about you. You've always been super supportive. I just learned how to share my story with others, and I was wondering if I could practice sharing my story with you. So if you went through Eric Worre's How to Share Your Story training for the 20 and 30, that's one way you could go and like present this to people is, hey, can I practice share my story with you? Really, really simple. So those are a few ways you share. All of those usually are a messenger is how you do it, but you can also do this by posting on Facebook. So what I like to do, let me see if I can find a post on Facebook for you guys really quickly. We also have a whole album in our team page with how to share the opportunity ideas. Okay, but I'm going to just go through here and show you a quick one of how you can share your story. Let me see here. Hold on a second. Give me a second, you guys. Let me see if I can find one. All right, so I'm going to share my video right now for you guys to see. This is an example of how to post on Facebook without saying, hey, join my team. Let me make me small here. Okay. So this is an idea. This is also on our team page. But basically, I posted a picture of me. Usually a picture of you is the best. And I talked about my story of how I started in El Salvador and how it was really hard. And here we are, you know, this many years later, and my life has completely changed. And then I say, if you're ready to change your situation, comment below change, and I'll message you. So if I do opportunity posts like this where I share my story, I usually end it with, like, if you're curious about what I do, say curious, and I'll shoot you a short 5-minute video with more information. So usually that's what I'm doing when I'm posting about the opportunity. I'm basically sharing my story, and then I'm trying to hook anyone by saying, say this. If they say that, then they're on the hook and they want more information. Okay, so that's another way you can do it. You can also do this, share the story, share the opportunity through lifestyle posts. So you talk about hitting yellow, you talk about confidence, you talk about overcoming a fear, you talk about earning free vacations. I mean, who doesn't want to earn free vacations? So lifestyle posts, okay? So let me go through what you do after you send the message. Now, if you post that, for example, I post and say curious below, and they say curious, I'll message them and I'll say, hey, Christy, I saw your comment on my post. If I sent you a short video with more information, would you check it out? And that's how I follow up with people that comment. I also mention the opportunity in my live videos, and I say, hey, I love this. This is awesome. If you ever thought about doing this with me, just say curious or say video, and I'll shoot you a short video. All right, so let's go through what to do after we've messaged them. Okay, so they say yes. Okay, so I give you 4 messaging ideas. So next on your notes, what if they say yes? This is how you respond. So when they say yes, you're going to use if I, would you. So you say, awesome, I have a short video that explains a little bit more of what I do. If I send it to you, would you watch it? Okay, if I send it to you, would you check it out? If I, would you. So step number 2 is if I, would you. Then they say yes. Now you don't want to send the video right away. Instead you say, great, when would be the best time to watch it? Or when would be the best time to listen to it? So the next thing is making sure what time. And then they give you a time. And then at that time you send over the video. Now we have several videos now available through our back office. If you go onto the presenters only page, they made all those like short clips and whatnot. I'm going to show you guys really quickly the video I use. I use those clips, and sometimes I use this. I just interchange my videos. Okay, so let me show you guys. And I've set this up on my business page. So like I downloaded her video from YouTube and then I uploaded it here. So this is one of the videos I use.
Behind the chair, helping women feel
beautiful. Okay, so this is one of them. Then also we have all of these videos. on our team page, if you go to how to share the opportunity unit in our team page, and you scroll down, there's all these videos right here. There's like 7 videos you can choose from. You have so many videos you can choose from right here. Choose whichever one you want, okay? None of those videos would be wrong to send. So you send them the video. They said 8 o'clock. You send them video at 8 o'clock. Then after you send them the video, you ask them, hey, did you get a chance to watch it? 10 minutes later. So like you sent the video at 8. I set a timer on my phone. Where's my phone? Okay. I set a timer on my phone. And I set the timer for 8:10. Yeah. So like I actually set it for like 9 minutes, 9 or 10 minutes, so that it buzzes. And I remember because we were so busy, sometimes I sent the video and I forgot. So set a timer and then ask them if they watched it. And then you go back and say, hey, what was your favorite part? Or what did you like best? And then after they tell you what they liked best, then you say, oh my gosh, I love that too, blah, 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 blah. It's so amazing. Then you finish with, you want to write this down, what questions do you have for me? Or what questions do you have before getting started? And when you say what questions do you have before getting started, you're already assuming that they want to do this. So what questions do you have before getting started? Now, you don't want to say, do you have questions? You always want to ask a question that is not a yes or no. So you don't want to say do, you always want to say what. What other things were you wondering? What else were you curious about? What questions do you have? Okay, so that's pretty much it. Okay, so you message them, you say, if I would you set a time, you send the video, you ask them what they liked best, and then you ask them what questions they have. Okay, so that's step 2, and that's just sharing about the opportunity. So now we're going to go to step 3, which is closing. I think closing is the hardest part to all of this because a lot of you guys give up in this last part, okay? So what I mean by that, so a lot of times when you message someone and after they've watched the video and they like everything, or maybe you just said, you know, I think you would be great at this, have you thought about it? You're going to get someone that objects to why they would suck. They're going to say, oh, I don't know, I'm just so busy. You know, I have a 2-year-old that runs me around all day. I don't really know if I have that much time to do this. Or they'll say, I kind of suck at makeup. I don't really wear a lot of makeup. I'm pretty much just very basic and simple. Now, most of you guys, the reason why you're not sponsoring is because you think that means no. But actually that means yes. Okay, so if someone comes to you, say they're too busy, they don't have money, they don't have time, they don't have the skills, most of the times they still want to do this. They're basically playing hard to get. Okay, let me tell you that. They don't want to be too easy for you. They're playing hard to get to you. Okay, you're playing hard to get to them, they're playing hard to get to you, and that's how dating goes. So what you're going to do is you need to overcome that objection. And this is not pushy. They're actually waiting for you to overcome that objection. They're waiting for you to show them that they can do this. The number one reason why they're saying they can't do this is because they don't believe in themselves. And basically, they're giving you the opportunity to believe in them. And so when someone says, I don't know, I'm so busy, like my 2-year-old is running me around all day, okay? This is how you're going to respond. It's 3 Fs. The 3 Fs. Okay, feel, felt, found. Feel, felt, found. I don't think I've ever talked to someone in Messenger that has not told me a reason why they can't do this. So that's why a lot of you guys are not sponsoring, because you give up right when someone tells you why they can't do it, because you're afraid that they're saying no and you're afraid of being pushy. But I like to think of it as it's my opportunity to instill belief in that person and tell them that they can. So someone's like, I don't know, I don't have a lot of time. I was like, okay, I totally get it. I understand how you feel. My friend Yolanda felt the same way. She is a mom to 4 boys, a pastor's wife, and she's also in charge of all the volunteers at their church. And her kids, both her boys, are playing sports. So her life is super, super hectic. But what she found is that this is all on social media and super flexible. So it actually gives her that flexible income to work around her busy schedule and still create the extra money she needs for her family to do all those extracurricular activities. Okay, so I totally get how you feel. This is how I felt, what I found. And if it's not you, notice I didn't use me because I'm not a super busy mom. Okay, so find someone else that you know in this business that relates to their story and share that. So if someone said, oh, I'm not very good at makeup, I say, oh my gosh, I totally get it. I know how you feel. I sucked at makeup too when I started this. I literally had like 4 things in my makeup bag. I never did my makeup and I had no idea how to do anything. But what I found was you can learn along the way, and it's actually a lot of fun to do this business and grow in your confidence and self-esteem and makeup skills. So that's how you overcome objections. Now, the last thing is you want to end with a question. Okay, so you say, feel, felt, found. I get how you feel. I felt the same way, blah, 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 blah. So if you haven't sent the video, then you end with, if I sent you a short video, would you check it out? You always want to end with a question. Write that down. Never end the message without a question. So I get how you feel. I felt the same way. If I sent you a short video with more information, would you check it out? Or if they did watch the video and they gave you an objection after watching the video, I would say, I get how you feel. I sucked at makeup too. But what I found was you can learn along the way and it's actually a lot of fun. Then I would say, what other questions do you have? I would always end it with a question. Okay, what other questions do you have? And that's pretty much how I share the opportunity with them. Now, once I felt like I've answered all their questions, I end with, and you have to ask this, okay? Write this down. You have to ask this. Are you ready to get started? A lot of you guys are not closing the sale because you're not asking that question. And you need to get like, yes or no. Are you ready or not? Okay? This is the only time I ask a yes or no question. Are you ready to get started? If they're not ready, they will tell you. If they're not ready, then say, okay, when would be the best time for me to check back in with you? So if they say, you know what, I'm not really sure yet, I need to talk to my husband, I'm like, great, talk to your husband. What questions will he have? What questions can I answer for him? And then I say, when would be the best time to check back in? And then I set a reminder. So you know you can go into your Facebook Messenger, okay? You can go into Messenger, click that little reminder button and set a reminder, and you set a day and time to remind them. And I usually just name it UN, question mark, like, are you in? And then I set it and I message them on that date they told me to message them, okay? So that's as simple as I can make it. Now, the last thing, and we're going to go to questions now, so get ready to raise your hands, or you can put the questions in the chat. So if you're new to this, we also have the opportunity to do 3-way group chats with me as your leader or your sponsor. So what you do is after you send the video and you say, what questions do you have? And they're like, oh, I was wondering blah, 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 blah. Okay, they ask a question. This is how you're going to respond. You're going to say, awesome, you know what? I would love to answer that question, but I'm still new to this. You need to talk to my friend Bethany. She's been doing this for 4 years, and she really knows the ins and outs of this business. When would be the best time for me to create a group chat so she can answer your questions? Okay, so if you are new or maybe you're not confident in this, we can do a 3-way group chat. Okay, so basically you say, you know what, I want to answer these questions. Let me introduce you to Bethany. When's the best time for me to introduce you guys? Then you reach out to your sponsor or me and say, hey, I have a prospect. Are you available at this time? And then you create a group chat, and then I can answer their questions, and I can basically bring the conversation to a close for you. All right, so let's answer questions. We have 10 minutes left. What questions do you guys have? You can either raise your hand. Let me see. Hello, all you beautiful ladies. Let's see. Some new people hopped on when I was talking. See, Eva, Gita, 2 people on iPhones, Christy, Linda, Mandy, Nicole, Lori, someone on their Samsung. Awesome. Any questions that you guys have? What I try to do is I really wanted to make it simple. Okay, so you're going to grow your network. Then you're going to share through messaging people and your opportunity post, and then you're going to close it by overcoming their objections with FFF. Feel, felt, found. All right. No one has questions for real. All right. I'm going to give you guys one more second. Unless you guys feel like I answered all your questions. Okay. Awesome. Sweet. Okay, so it looks like no one has questions, which is good, I guess. So like I said, this is a skill. It takes time to grow this skill. And the thing is, I know a lot of us, we see people on these leaderboards, we see people that are sponsoring people left and right. But can I tell you, the reason why they're sponsoring so many people is because they're networking like crazy. They're growing their network quickly, and they're talking to a lot of people. It's simply a numbers game, you guys. As far as like what to message people, you learn that along the way. But really, they're just bringing so many people into their network and talking to so many people every day. That's why they're sponsoring so many people. It's not that they like have this special mojo. I mean, they probably do. It's not like they have so many like magic pills to get these people to join. It's simply they're putting in the work. They're networking and they're talking to people. And so if you could follow these really simple steps of messaging people, and then you share the video, you ask the question, and then you're good to go. So last thing I want to show you guys is resources that we have. I see someone asked a question. I'll get to it in 1 second. So let me show you guys resources that you can go to gain your skill. Like I said, this is skill. So this is how you can exercise your skill. This is Mock Sponsoring Slay. You can join this group and basically go through this whole group. And this is all of my tips and tricks, and it walks you through different ways to share the opportunity, wording, and everything, okay? So there is that. And then the next one that we have for you guys is in our business page here. Training and references, Training Center. Okay, so you go to your website, go to Training Center, then go to Eric Worre, and go to how to recruit people and 20 people in 30 days. Go through both of those trainings, okay? So this training is gold. Okay, so go through Mock Sponsoring Slay and go through this. And those are really great resources to gain the skill on how to do this. Okay, so let's go from there. Okay, so Angie said, how do you train someone new without them getting overwhelmed with everything? Angie, I know you're not in our team, so it might look a little bit different, and you can totally private message me, but in our team page, we have a unit in our team page that walks them through a 48-hour checklist, what to do in their first 2 days, 7 days, and 30 days, and it's really, really broken down to make it super simple. So that's what they follow, is they follow the checklist in our units and our team page to make it super easy to get started. Yeah, awesome. How soon after you friend someone is it okay to share the opportunity? You know what? I kind of just go with the vibe I feel. If I feel, so here's a really good inclination to know whether or not to do it. If I see them hopping on my live videos or commenting on my post or liking something, then I have a really easy end to like say, hey girl, I know we just became friends, but I noticed you hopping on my live videos. It means so much to me to have your support. I'm curious, have you ever thought about doing this with me? So, I mean, it doesn't have to be this big thing. Like if you notice she's showing kind of interest in it. Now, if it's out of the blue, I don't know if I would do that. You know, if you haven't really talked to her, she hasn't really seen any of your stuff. Here's a really good thing, you guys. You cannot be saying, have you thought about doing what I do, if it is not clear what you do, okay? So many of you guys are not posting about your business on your personal wall. So if you go onto Messenger and say, have you thought about doing what I do? People are going to be super confused and like, oh, what do you do? Okay? You don't want people to wonder what you do. It needs to be obvious. When I say it, people know what I'm talking about. If you say it and people don't know what you're talking about, that shows you that you are not posting stuff on your personal wall like you should. Becky, yes. So if you go into our team page and go to the very top post that's called accomplishments, there's links to groups right there that you can go to and find these resources. Awesome. Any other questions? I love it. You guys are coming with questions. Yeah, so it's a really important thing that you are posted on your personal wall. That's a part of attraction marketing. You don't want to just be posting in your VIP group because then no one knows what you're doing. Okay. And then it's really awkward. Like, have you ever thought about doing this with me? They're like, doing what with you? Now, if they're a customer, then they get it. But if they're not, it's really awkward. Hopefully that answered your question, Nicole. All right, any other questions? Let's get a group photo. We always like our photos, and we have a lot of new people hopping on today, which is awesome. So many people on their cell phones too. So if you do have a video, you can smile. If you don't, and you just have your cell phone, smile through your cell phone. All right, so let's do a group photo. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, you guys. Well, thank you guys so much for hopping on. I know we had some new people hopping on from Follow Your Arrow. I'm so honored you guys would find value in listening to me talk. It really means a lot. But I want to encourage you guys, flex those muscles. That's all it is. It's a skill you can learn. Don't give up on yourself. If you feel like no one's joining, no one's interested, just learn the skills. Get better at it. Be a professional at the skill. Thank you guys so much for hopping on. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a wonderful evening, you guys. Bye.